Hi everyone. Let's create a trend line in a scatter plot in Excel, okay? It's pretty quick and easy, but if you don't know where to find it, it can be tough. So what I've done is I've actually taken one of the homework data sets. So this is the HSB, or the high school bound data set. And I've taken the student scores on math and on science. Okay, so these are appropriate for a scatter plot because these scores can be matched, right? The score for student number 2 on math can be matched with that same student score in science. And I'm just wondering, is there a relationship? Is there a correlation? And can I show that on a scatter plot? So I go ahead to insert. Here's my handy little scatter plot right here under charts. I click on just the first scatter plot, very simple, straightforward. And there you have it, okay? Here is, oh, and I don't like the way Excel does this, but I think I've got science on my x-axis and math on my y-axis. You can come in here, up here, and find a chart that's got better labels. Well, here's a blue one. And oh, I know what we can do actually better than that even, is I can go ahead, see this plus sign right here, chart elements. I am going to click on axis titles because I want to label my axes. And that's not even an answer to your question, but I'm compulsive that way. I want to know what's on each axis. Then here, trend line, this is actually where I can add my regression line. This also, you could think of it as a correlation line. This shows me, this is a visual representation of the relationship. And you can see the line here that it's positively slanted, so it's got a slope that's positive. That means as the math score goes up, the science score goes up. But there's more I can do here. See this little arrow after trend line? I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on more options. And over here to the right, if you can see this, I've got my trend line options. So this first paint can kind of talks about how beautiful I want it to be. Let's see, shadows, soft edges. This third option, these bars, these give me the trend line options that I really want. So first of all, for correlation and regression, we figure those things out linearly. So in a statistical problem, you almost always want linear. There may be some day when you want exponential, so that one's going to rise quickly and taper off, or logarithmic or polynomial, the opposite, it'll raise quite quickly. But we want linear, okay? You can play around with this if you want. We also, I think it's interesting to display the equation on the chart. So I'm going to click that box. And now we actually have a regression equation here. And that's something that we don't spend a lot of time on in this course, but if you move forward and take other statistics courses, you will use that regression equation. I just think it's pretty cool. Why not? And then also the R-squared value. You can ask Excel to put that on your plot. And it is what you think it is. We symbolize correlation as R. That's the letter that we give to that statistic, and R-squared is literally the correlation squared. What it tells you is how much of the variance in the science scores can be accounted for by the math score. And so you can imagine I've got a bunch of math scores, a bunch of science scores, but if I know a student's math score, that's going to help me account for or predict some closer what their science score might be, because those two are related. There is a relationship. So in this case, the R-squared is about 0.4. So about 0.4% of that variation can be explained if you know their math score. So it's just a cool statistic that kind of tells us how much of what we're seeing are we explaining by the variables we're including. Okay, so that is how you include not only a trend line, but maybe a regression equation and an R squared, which tells you how much of the variability you're explaining. Probably more than you wanted to know, but pretty cool stuff. Thanks for watching.